Well, that's certainly a game changer. So you might have noticed I'm hooking my trailer up a little funny. It's so small and light that I actually just pull the pin out of the receiver, slide the receiver out, and then when I hook back up and it's empty, I slide the receiver back in, put the pin back in. Obviously, if it was fully loaded, I would have to use the jack to get her up high enough to hook onto the ball. So ignore that part. But as far as safety chains go, your safety chains should usually crisscross. Check your manufacturer's recommendations to make sure they want you to do this. This is called making a bird's nest. And the reason for this is if the trailer comes unhitched, hopefully this X will catch it. And if you step on the brakes, the trailer will swing under the truck, hit the trailer hitch, hopefully before it punctures your gas tank or does any serious damage. But you'll keep it under control. It'll go between here so that the trailer doesn't hopefully jackknife, and you can coast to a safe stop. You should also hook your hooks towards you so that in the event that you uncouple, it'll swing around that way and hook on even more, as opposed to if it was this way, it could go like so and unhook. If you have a low vehicle and your chains are dragging, what I do is if they're too long, I put some twists in them. Just enough to keep them from dragging, not so many that it's too tight to hook up. And then you hook it with the twists in it, and that takes up some of the slack. Sometimes you can do it to just the one chain if it's barely an issue, and then drape the other chain over it. But we got plenty of height here, so no twists. And after you do that, plug in. This is actually a Dodge plug. I liked that it had the 7-pin and the 5-pin. So I rewired it and welded a bracket under there to mount it to. You're not stuck with what your car came with. You can always change it and upgrade it however you see fit. Case in point, I have this wired for reverse lights. So on my car trailer I have backup lights, and I've got these supplemental backup lights to help me see when I'm loading up a car, which doesn't happen often, when I'm backing up to the trailer at night. And I have this on a relay, so the relay flips it on when my reverse lights come on. But I also have a switch that turns these on, makes them stay on, and the electricity doesn't backtrack to my real reverse lights because electricity can only run through the relay one direction. It's always a good idea to check your connection, see if your lights are working. I'm going to put on my marker lights. I'm going to put the lights completely on. See if the marker lights are lit up. This side's good. This side's good. Usually a good way to tell if they're going to flash is to put your four-ways on, then they're both flashing at the same time. But I got time. Got the left blinker on. Blinky, blinky. Blinky, blinky. The right, you get it. Tail lights, it helps when I can hit them for you or check them for you while you hit them. But if worse comes to worse, you can just back up to your garage door and see the reflection or the light bouncing off the garage door. All right. Those are some things you need to check and test out before you take off with your trailer. This trailer isn't really big enough to pose much of a threat to my truck when it's empty. But you do want to make sure you've got at least a little more weight in front of the trailer axle than you do behind it. Even if it's just so the trailer doesn't get squirrely. Like I said, not much of an issue when it's empty. Now my car trailer, that has made me fear for my life a few times. But that's a story for another time.